Okay, go.
Okay, guys. So,
Hey, get up from right here, go.
okay.
Let me. Okay, stay right there. Okay, everybody. We got to clear up some stuff that you might not know, but Jacob here got grounded for 2 weeks from making backyard videos, and we're gonna go into, and he's gonna go into details about why he got grounded, and we want you all that watch this video to add a comment so that way his grandmother will see it. But I'm gonna let him tell you the story now. So go ahead, Jacob. Tell him what happened.
Okay. So, first it start. He comes over, picks me and my sister up. She hops in that wrestling ring, ready to beat the crap out of somebody. So we're wrestling, having a bit of fun, and then near the end of it, she's like, "Can we just do 3 more rounds and go home?" So I say, "Sure." And eventually, she just stopped trying, to where all I had to do was tap her, and she'd just go down. Which y'all could clearly know that ain't logical. So, then, about a day after, or 2 days or 3 days, I can't remember how many days, but grandmother calls me into the kitchen. Asked me when I went over to his house to wrestle. I said, I can't remember, it's been a while. So she shows me the video, or tries to, and it ain't working. Hallelujah to that. But, so then I start yelling at her, because I'm pissed about this. I really am.
Yeah, you got thrown underneath the bus.
Yeah, because Katie showed her the bus. Not the bus. Ugh. My sister, when they were coming back from my aunt's, Katie decided to show her the video of us wrestling. And the fact that she didn't show the one with her in it, because she didn't want to get in trouble. Even though, for about maybe a month now, maybe a month and a half, our grandmother's been telling us, if you go over there, don't get in that wrestling ring. And that's exactly what we do, because you should know, when you tell a kid not to do something, that's the first thing they're going to want to do. I mean, it's human logic. Tell someone not to do it, they're going to do it. So we've been doing it for about a month and a half, after she's told us not to several times. Each time I call her to tell her we're going over to his house to make a video. And then eventually, that last time, my sister just broke. And I think it was mostly because our dad yelled at her, because she was being a brat, most of all, because usually she is to begin with, but she was being a bigger brat than usual. And so she shows my grandmother the video. Grandma yells at me. I yell back at her. I tell her, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know if it's hurting me or not. It's all pretend. And then she's like, go get the phone. I take her my phone. Said, here, take it. And I walk off. She's still yelling at me trying to ignore her best I can. Careful not. Because honestly, I had my pistol. Well, not really full pistol, but I had it right on my side. I was really wanting to shoot her. I really did.
With a BB gun, right?
Yeah, BB gun, not full gun, because I ain't going to jail yet. I probably will eventually, but I ain't trying to right now. But, so, she gets pissed, I get pissed, and throw her my phone. She takes it, I walk off in anger, go in my room, start playing my Xbox. And then, I think it was Sunday morning, she was in the kitchen. I snuck in her room, got my phone, and I moved it into my room. Took it to school with me the next day. Took her 2 days to realize it wasn't in the same spot it was in. She had it laying on top of her dresser. Took her 2 days to notice. I told her, I walked in her room, told her it was in her drawer. Said I didn't know who put it there, even though it was really me. And I said, that's just where Katie said it was, so I thought she had moved it there. So I stuck with that story. Got me out of more trouble. snuck it today because she was in the shower. I snuck in her room, opened the drawer as quietly as I could, and got my phone, closed the drawer, just ran out of her room, hopped on the bus, and I'm gone. And I made sure my location on my phone was off. Of course, I still have my phone. It's in my room on the charger. And at this point, she'd probably still think it's in her drawer, because she knows all I have right now, or she thinks she knows all I have right now is my Kindle and what's it called? My Xbox One S. That's all she thinks I have right now. Because once she puts something in that drawer, she usually doesn't check it for about a week or a month later. And half the time, she'll take our devices, and we can just walk in there, grab them, and then be sitting on the couch with them, just playing them, and she doesn't care. And at that point, it's like, why'd you even bother taking it away if you don't care if I just randomly went in there and got it back without you telling me I could? And another thing, which y'all probably all know what this feels like, when your parents say you're failing school or you lied to them and they want to take your devices or consoles because they think it'll make you act better or motivate you to do better in school. It doesn't. It just pisses you off even more. And I should know, because it's happened to me several times. My grandmother would take my phone or my Kindle or my consoles. And no, it didn't make me focus more, behave better. It just pissed me off more than anything. Heck, I wasn't even focused on doing better. I just wanted it back. So every night I'd try and sneak in there and grab it. And eventually it just got to where you don't care, just take it. And I still don't see, even now, she still tries to take my phone because she thinks it's going to make me behave better. And my aunt's like, then why you even have the phone if taking it doesn't make you behave better? And the first thing I said was, why do you have a phone? Because, I mean, seriously, what's the point? When a kid has a phone, taking it, not gonna do anything. It just pisses them off. Because they're more worried about Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Musical.ly, all those apps. They're more worried about their social media more than anything. So you're honestly just pissing them off. But like I said, this whole thing was basically my sister's fault. Because she couldn't handle the fact that she was being a brat and got yelled at for it.
But see, here's the thing that we're going to mention. The thing we're mentioning is that we paused that video because it was so bad of a butt chewing that I couldn't say the words on YouTube because they would have demonetized me and canceled my channel. So I literally had to pause it to keep from getting my channel canceled, because that's how bad they're getting towards us making these videos. They want Sesame Street stuff. And that's the truth. They don't, like, these people making these backyard wrestling videos now, they can't use no weapons, hardly. If you use anything that breaks blood, they'll probably cancel your channel.
Well, they'll usually age restrict it or demonetize it, most likely.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, if they demonetize it, then you're going to have to watch it right when they first post it, because if you don't watch it right before they post it, then the video's already demonetized and you won't even get to see it.
That's right, and they'll make it where nobody will even want to watch your videos.
Yeah, they'll edit it and take stuff out, and then next thing you know, the video's like, why did you upload this? It sucks.
But anyway, besides that point, we had to pause the video, and I yelled for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then when we came back on the air, I was talking to Jacob about how the show was a total bombshell of a failure, and then that's why there was that gap right there, because I couldn't show you what I said to her, because it would have probably got my whole canceled channel, and it would have ended our whole channel, and we can't end our whole channel. But right now, he's grounded for 2 weeks. But
Not that I really care.
Not that he really
doing
cares, like he
anything.
says. So what? You take his cell phone away. Who cares? People do not understand this backyard wrestling. We can't go extreme like we used to because there's so much liability in causes and this stuff.
That's basically why if he asks if you want to join, you got to sign the liability waiver.
And a lot of people don't want to do it because they're scared they're going to get hurt, and then they're going to sign that liability waiver, and they're not going to get anything out of it. But that's pretty much why it's so hard to get people to do this, because, you know, you're not really getting paid anything to do it. I mean, you're just doing it just to do it, you know.
Plus, it makes you famous.
Yeah, I mean, our videos are doing pretty good. I mean, we only got, scoot over some. We only got like 35 subscribers, but we got like 30-something% according to my data saying 30% people are watching them, and the other 60 ain't even subscribed.
Yeah, plus, also, I think the videos with me and Jay are more popular.
They are. You know that thing's almost up to 230 now? 230 views of him talking to a girl when me putting the tarp on, and I don't even, you know, he asked me what was so funny about it.
Yeah, me and her couldn't figure it
And
out.
I was sitting there saying, I don't understand it either, Jacob. I mean, I gotta admit, the hiding the hickey thing was pretty funny, and
Yeah.
the dad's credit card theft was
that
a little bit funny, of the $300. Did he ever find out about that?
I really don't know. I'll have to ask her.
But anyway, that's why you haven't seen him on there. But see, that's the thing. See, your family don't want you to do good at all. See, this is a good thing for us, and
Especially for me.
it's keeping Jacob out of trouble, you know. And that's why I did this backyard wrestling. I want to keep people that are in trouble out of trouble, and this keeps us out of trouble. We're not out there trying to kill each other. We're just trying to put on a good show, and that's what I want people to see and realize. We're not out there trying to hurt each other. Yeah, sometimes I get hurt, you know, and he gets hurt. Like, remember my lip?
Yeah, your lip busted, but big
Yeah,
deal.
it got a
It's
little
tiny
cut, and I didn't realize until he said something. But I said, uh-oh, we got to end it, because if you show blood on YouTube, they'll cancel your channel.
Honestly, I would have just wiped it off and kept
Well,
going.
that's what I did, you know. Because, you know, YouTube is that strict now.
Yeah, unless it's a video game.
But pretty much, Katie is the one that is responsible for all this, so she will not be in no more videos. We just came down to his house to make this one, and I told her that you're not allowed to be in none of our videos anymore, in which that'll probably be great.
Yeah, but we just had to make the video, this one in particular, so y'all would know what's been going on and why I haven't been able to do videos on my channel, which I'm probably gonna just clear my channel because it's not working out at all.
Well, I mean,
So-
everybody thinks that doing these channels are pretty easy. Like, I see some
It's
people
not.
that have like 2 or 3 channels, and I'm like thinking, how do you do 2 or 3 channels? I'm having a hard enough time just coming up with, you know, we're making this stuff as we go, and it's hard.
Yeah,
you know?
we're not those fancy YouTubers that plan like role play games. We don't plan for everyone to do one specific thing at that specific time. We're just making it up as we go.
See, you know how these people are, these other videos, how they're sitting there and they're doing all the finishing moves and stuff off the turnbuckles, and see, when you're making, that's the difference between us and them. They've already rehearsed that crap, and they're just doing it as they go. Me and Jacob, we don't know what either one of us are going to do when we get in that ring. We couldn't tell you. Heck, we don't know until we tie up what's going to happen. And a lot of times we just go from there. I mean, I don't never know what he's going to do. He never knows what I'm going to do. You know?
Until he actually starts to do it. The minute he starts to do it, there's really nothing you can do.
And, you know, a lot of people, you know, I think that's why the WWE's became quite boring, you know.
Yeah.
Wrestling. I think that's why it's so boring now, and I don't care to watch none of it. Because it's all rehearsed. They know who's going to win and lose before they even go out there. I mean, if they did what we did, maybe it would be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, because they actually rehearse the moves, and then once people started figuring it out, it's like, oh, they're rehearsing who's going to win and who's going to fight and what they're all going to do. Why bother watching it?
I mean, really, we're sitting here making videos that we don't know what's going to happen, and a lot of them are a lot better. I mean, I know there's other channels out there that's probably got a lot more views, but just wait until they violate one of YouTube's rules, their channel is going to be killed.
Oh yeah. And seriously, all we're doing, we're either filming this on a computer, a phone, or a camera.
Well,
we don't have that huge setup and Discord and all that. We don't have that.
all we have is my laptop, like we're using now, in a webcam, and I just set it to camera mode, and we just start recording. And that's why before people didn't understand. Well, we were using that camcorder, remember?
Yeah, the
and it would
camcorder.
only go for 25 minutes, and it would and then after 25 minutes it would start over again, and that's why we would have 3 or 4 parts to what we would do in one day. But now with this laptop, it's just one long continuous video. And it really sucks, you know, that his grandmother's being this way, because everybody knows that we can't go all out in these backyard wrestling things, because neither one of us wants to get hurt. I can't afford to get hurt.
And I definitely can't afford it.
And he can't afford to get hurt, so we can't be doing all that death matches and stuff, you know.
I mean, of course I'd enjoy it if it got me out of school, but on the other hand, I'm not ready to go to the hospital just yet.
Well, see, if he gets hurt, I'm gonna have to answer his little friend supposedly. So yeah, what's her name again?
Shay.
Shay?
Yeah, she's killed her boyfriend several times for beating the crap out of me.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
good. But you know, these videos are not easy by no means, and I'm just letting you know, it might look like we're hurting each other, but honestly, you know, we're not trying to hurt each other. You know, it has to look believable, or nobody's going to be watching these.
Yeah, that's the one thing my grandmother didn't understand, which I tried to explain to her. She's sitting there after my sister showed her the video. She comes talking to me saying, I saw what he was doing to you in that video. It looked incredibly painful. And I'm like, we're not hurting each other. We're fine. And I've said it to her multiple times. And each time I try and state something, she's like, shut up.
So we're hoping that maybe she'll watch this video today and understand that most of the stuff we do are not painful. The thing that I mostly get hurt the most about is bouncing off those ring ropes and hitting those turnbuckles. Now those ropes hurt, you know, because all it is, it's just a metal bar and with rubber or plastic around it, you know.
Yeah, so we had to loosen those up.
Yeah, and we did, because before
And now you can just bounce.
it wouldn't give none, and you felt it. Now you can bounce off and you can go, you know, before. So I'm sort of glad that we did put the slack in them that we did, you know.
Because it needed it bad.
Because when you bounce off, it didn't give an inch. Like
Yeah, because if someone hit you hard enough, it very well could have broken your back.
Yeah, it would. Now, I don't jump off the turnbuckles, and I know he won't either. I'm telling you, when you get up on those turnbuckles, and I've tried it, it is not all that great.
It's very wiggly. It's very uneasy. The one thing you're honestly talking about or thinking about that's going through your head the whole time is, don't let me fall before I can get this jump in.
Because I'm telling you, everybody gets up to that top rope, and they think, oh, it's standard, it's sturdy, and all that. It ain't really sturdy, y'all.
No, it ain't. That's why anytime we start a video, y'all see me jumping off from the trampoline.
I wish he would do a flip when he did that, but he doesn't know how to do a flip in the midair yet.
Well, I do. It's just the fact that I can't land it properly yet.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell y'all something about my ring that most of y'all don't know. The ring is safe when you hit that ground. Because, as you know, the ring is a square. Mine is 10 by 10. Most people go and buy a
30 by 30.
no, they only make them by 20 something.
Well,
and that's too big of a ring, you know.
yeah, especially if your yard is very unleveled, which, I mean,
Our yard is very unlevel, you know that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, for my yard here, that'd probably work. I mean, I got flat area there, flat area here, flat area right here, over there, and over there. I mean, we've got plenty of land to do a ring that big. Only problem is, the moment I get in, my grandmother's gonna call the cops.
Well, that's why we do it at my dad's house, because my dad, he's a cool cat. He doesn't really care, you know.
Yeah, doesn't care at all.
I mean, he understands that we're just doing it to stay out of trouble, you know. My grandmother, she has a big stick up her butt or something. I don't know.
Thought she was your mother.
She is my mom.
You said grandmother.
Oh. But anyway, like when I was a kid, she didn't even know where we were half the time. We would be out in the woods playing. She wouldn't even know.
And now all of a sudden with me and my sister, it's like, didn't you usually swim in the ditch when you were a kid?
Yeah. Hey, one day we got a float, and we went from that end right there, and we floated all the way in. We went in between the thing and went all the way almost down to around that curve.
Yeah, if y'all have been on Old Tuscaloosa Highway, which y'all have seen the way our house looks in the office mags. If y'all have been down this road 100 times, y'all know the ditch we're talking about. Yeah, with him, he could swim down it all day long. We got a giant flood. Our whole yard was flooded. The ditch was flooded. And I mean flooded. But that water was cold.
Yeah. but it was a fun time.
Yeah, and the moment we do it, we get in so much trouble, but when he does it, who cares?
Yeah, they didn't care at all.
We do it with him watching, so adult supervision. Nope. Still in trouble.
I just think that most of these kids today, they don't never go outside. They're too busy playing on their toys. And when you take their toys away from them, it just pisses them off. They don't care.
Yeah, we really, half the time, we really don't care that our parents take our phones, our Xboxes, PlayStations, whatever you have. It really doesn't bother you that you take them away, and there's my grandmother now.
But who cares about that? That's a whole nother bombshell. But the thing is, you parents think that you destroying... You see where these idiot parents destroy their kids...
Try not to speak too loud.
The kids of the Xbox and game consoles?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that doesn't help. That's just making them so mad. And then the kid finally gets up enough money, buys another one.
Yeah.
Playing the video.
Because most of the
chainsaw.
Most of the parents are the one that bought them that stuff. So you're the one
you're basically
tearing up your
own
money.
Yeah, you buy the console, you buy the phone, and then you destroy it right in front of your kid. Not only does it make them mad as heck, but it's also wasting your money.
And I mean, why would you buy your kid something and then you know that they're gonna
play on it almost their whole
life?
Yeah, you know they're gonna use it almost every second of the day that they can get, and then you're gonna go like, well, he ain't doing his work. Let's go get the chainsaw.
Well, my thing is, I don't see why anybody would want to play these new consoles. I mean, yeah, they're good for getting online and all that, but when I was a kid, the only thing I ever wanted to play was PlayStation 2 because they had that Grand Theft Auto Vice City and it had the Q music and it had all the...
Oh, yeah, they got that. They've got all those in the Grand Theft Auto now. We were playing it over at my neighbor's before he moved a while ago. Heck, I still have his machete.
Yeah, but I mean... It's just ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, and when I told my grandmother about us playing the game, she has a heart attack and thinks, well, you shouldn't be playing that. And then she says the thing about even letting us go over there, and then we still go over there. And we still played the game no matter what until finally she just went over there and talked to him about it, said we couldn't play the game, so we played something else.
I mean, really, y'all, games today are violent.
They're basically copied off today's society.
I mean, like, the games are still the same from the 80s and 90s. It's just they got better graphic design.
Yeah, pretty much. And the thing is with the new GTA today is you can add mods in it that make it, like, better for kids to play or more realistic, like Thug mod, Real Life mod, Jobs mod, stuff like that. You can add 100 million mods, superhero mods. You can add a lot of that crap into GTA to make it 100% kid friendly.
But a lot of kids don't want that crap in their video games, if you agree.
Yeah, none of them do. They want those first-person shooter games, third-person shooter games, driving cars to areas to shoot people, Hitman, stuff like that. That's all kids want these days.
Pretty much, that's just a way for them to get rid of the stress of the BS that they have to deal with. Like, I remember when we went to school, you know?
I still do.
When I went to school, we had people bully us, and you know what you did? When somebody bullied you, you hit them in the nose.
Heck, we didn't. We beat the crap out of them until blood was drawn.
I mean, that's what's wrong with these kids today. They get bullied, and instead of giving them... When somebody bullies you, kids, they're doing it because they want your attention. And like I tell Jacob, if somebody bullies you, rear back, knock the crap out of them, and then when you go to the principal's office, say, well, he was bullying me. There's no point in telling the teachers. They don't care. There's no point in telling anybody else about it. They don't care. Rear back and knock the crap out of him, and then he'll be like, well, okay. You wanted his attention. He gave it to you with a left hook or something, or a right hook.
Yeah. He wanted my attention. Well, darn well he got it. But not in the way he wanted.
Anyway, on that bombshell, we got a little bit off track, but on that bombshell about you getting grounded.
Oh, yeah, I'm still not happy about that.
He's still not happy about that. And please put in your comment about how you feel about Jacob being grounded for 2 weeks and getting thrown underneath the bus for something that ain't really that bad. I mean, we've seen people do worse stuff, to get grounded,
Oh, yeah. Hey, just yesterday, I was on the bus. I was looking at something on my friend's phone on Instagram. Showed a kid throw something out the window of a bus or something. I don't know. But the bus gets pulled over. And it was somewhere right down that road. Kid gets off the bus out the emergency exit and starts running from the officer. That's something to get you grounded. What I'm doing should not be able to get you grounded.
Backyard wrestling should not get anybody in trouble. I did this, and I said this on my previous first videos before I even got the ring. I'm doing this so that if you're a teen that's having troubles in your life, or if you're doing something bad and you want to get away from the badness, come and do backyard wrestling.
Take out your stress. Have a good life.
Come out there and do it. I mean, you can come out there almost every day, because most of the time, me and Jacob, when summer gets here, we'll be out there every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Unless I'm working with some of my friends.
Yeah, if he's working with some of his friends, which, then we probably won't be able to. But when summertime gets here, we're going to have to be trying to do one every day. There won't be any excuse no more. Like, the weather in Alabama has been crappy, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, very.
And that's why we haven't been able to make these videos, because the weather's just been just crappy as you can believe. And yeah, and I don't think it's right for why he gets grounded for 2 weeks. I really don't.
Now I'm hoping he can speak to my grandmother and convince her to change her mind, because what she doing, it ain't gonna change anything.
No, it ain't.
The fact that she's even telling me to stay away is the thing that's gonna make me keep doing it.
Well, I mean, if you were selling drugs or something like that, then I could understand her getting mad. But you're not doing that. We're just doing harmless backyard wrestling.
Yeah, and I ain't selling drugs no time soon. So
you don't need to, because that's just a life in prison. But
yeah.
But I mean, this is harmless fun. We're just doing this to keep us out of trouble, give us something to do, and give y'all something to watch to keep y'all out of trouble. I mean, it ain't every day you see somebody like us in Alabama doing backyard wrestling,
Yes, especially in Alabama.
I mean, have you ever looked down the channels of backyard wrestling? There ain't many people doing it.
Not many at all.
And the videos you see, some of them are maybe 2 years to 4 years to 7 years old.
Uh-huh.
The only people besides me and you that's doing videos pretty regularly is us and that GTS clown up there in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Griffin? Yeah. And he has about 2 or 3 channels.
Yep.
And I don't know how,
Yep.
But I don't think that this grounding is going to last maybe more than a week. It shouldn't.
Honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm still grounded or not.
But I get off at 3 o'clock tomorrow. You want to make another video then?
Yeah, probably finishing up this little incident here.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's BS, what Katie did, put it in the comment box, because I think it's total BS too. And we want y'all people to comment on our videos. We really do.
And if you know her at the school she goes to, which is McAdory Middle School, please have a few words with her. Please.
Because, I mean, we're trying to be popular, but we're not trying to be superstars on YouTube or anything, you know.
Yeah, just make a few bucks.
Well, see,
some fun videos.
we're not even getting paid.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
I mean, we got to get like 4,000 watch time and like 1,000 subscribers, and we're not even close.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're good on views at this point.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I mean that that number 11 is lead the way with 492 view time, watch time.
Woo. That's gonna kill you.
Well, like I said, YouTube says it to yourself. They don't know why people watch the videos that they watch, but you know they just do, and they like certain videos for some reason.
It's
I
just
don't
a
get it.
choice in your own head.
Yeah, that's why I agree. You know, and I think it sucks that you can't wrestle right now because of this baloney, because Katie got thrown under the bus. But
Plus the fact that I gotta go to church soon.
yeah, and he has to go to church soon. See, that's another thing in Alabama that they pride themselves on. It's going to church. And did you not hear what happened yesterday?
What?
Mississippi's getting a lottery.
A what?
A lottery.
A lottery?
Yeah, they're getting a lottery. That means that Florida and everybody around us has a lottery but us now.
Yeah, okay.
And you know what the guy
Yeah, screw
said?
you.
Yeah, and you know what they said?
What?
They said that they want, the guy that's trying to vote it in next year says he wants us to have a lottery so everybody doesn't go to the other states spending their money and making other states get better when they need to be spending it here instead of going to Florida and Georgia and Tennessee and Mississippi now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, I understand. You know what, people, if the lottery ain't for you and you don't want to play it, then don't play it. If you don't want to go in a titty bar, but your friend does, then don't go. Nobody is twisting your arm and making you do this stuff, you know? That's what our biggest problem is Alabama is. That's why, like, you know all that pavement work they're doing right now in Birmingham?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they're going to pay for that mess. I really don't.
Yeah, heck, and another problem we really have is people don't know how to drive.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause
no blinkers at all.
Yeah, cause if y'all saw that ditch before, or y'all probably haven't, but we can show you before we end the
Yeah.
video. But yeah, I'm in the kitchen talking to my grandmother. All of a sudden, I hear just brakes squealing. I look out the window and I see a car get hit and fly into the ditch. I had to climb into the car just to turn it off. And I tell you, it was smoky.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jacob. You wasn't here in the 80s and 90s, but in the 80s and 90s on Tuscaloosa Highway, my mom's house was in the middle of just some kind of tractor beam. All the drunk people on Friday and Saturday nights met at her house in the morning time for some reason, or in the nighttime. See, Tenny Hill General, the Green Lantern is here, right?
Yeah.
And then the Twin Springs bar was right over here, right?
Yeah.
Well, all the drunks are always met somewhere right here in between. Like you come off that hill, right, and you hit that curve that nobody respects. And then,
Yeah, and that's what kills most of them down here is that curve.
yeah, they come from,
Especially when it's raining.
yeah, that curve kills more people. I have seen more people die. Like some teenager ran her car off in that curve one time, and her mom was yelling bloody murder at her daughter for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, y'all think those videos on YouTube that say not how to drive your car bad? Y'all come to America, see how we drive.
I'm telling y'all, this is just craziness. How these people drive down Tuscaloosa Highway. They really think it's a NASCAR track. They really do. And you don't hardly see the Jefferson County down here at all.
Yeah, if you see a sheriff down here, it's only because there's a wreck. Anytime you'd catch one sitting on the side of the road, it's probably because he was doing something on his computer. And then after the minute he does that, he's gone.
Yeah,
Never to be seen again.
I mean, I live in Hueytown, you know.
Yeah, you do now.
Yeah, but I'm coming back to Dad's come next February.
How come?
I don't like it down there. Too many police. Well,
I know that feeling.
well, Hueytown, you know, their police department don't have the best reputation.
I'd say probably not.
You know, they really don't.
I'd say probably not.
And, you know, it's an all right place, but I live in an apartment, right?
Yep.
And some days I'll come home and it'll smell like a dead skunk in there. I don't know what the deal is.
Wife can't cook.
No, it ain't cooking. She won't even be there, and it'll smell like a dead skunk.
Shit, that's never a good thing.
No, it ain't. It really ain't. But hopefully, maybe, his grandmother will see these videos, and because this was all Katie's doing. It really was. It was all Katie's doing, and
Must be a deer back there or something.
yeah, probably so. But it was all Katie's fault that he got grounded, and
And when she threw me under the bus, I went ahead and pulled her in.
yeah. See, that's what you do sometimes. You have to.
Because I wasn't getting in trouble without bringing her into it. Because she knew she was in those videos as well. When our grandmother told us not to be in them. And she knew she was in all of them. So she shows her the one that she was not in.
But you know that's fine, because when I go to when I leave here, I'm gonna go and download this video, and I'm gonna tell him to let his grandmother watch it, because this is BS and it's baloney. Don't you think so? I mean, you're getting grounded for us not doing anything.
Doing nothing
No,
wrong.
yeah.
She gets mad about me having a little fun. And here's the weird thing about it. She wants me to join the wrestling team. And she won't even let me wrestle my dad.
Well, see, the kind of wrestling they do in school is they wear those little gay outfits with those little funny hats.
Yeah, and apparently now they're changing that to where you can just wear a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. I still ain't doing it.
No, that's gay. That's gay wrestling. Real wrestling is being in a wrestling ring. I'm not down with some guy being behind me rubbing his wiener on me and some little. No, that ain't cool.
No.
No, I mean, that is not wrestling. Wrestling is being in a ring like we are. Yes, it ain't a very big ring, but if we had a big
It
old,
works.
Yeah,
It works.
We don't need some big 20-foot by 20-foot ring.
Yeah, because if we had that,
We would be tired under 10 or 15 minutes, and we wouldn't feel like making these. See, that's why I got the small ring.
Yeah, because you
we
don't
can
have
go-
as much room to move around and keep away from your opponent. Because
Yeah.
you have to stay very close to each other in order to actually keep the fight on.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that big ring, you're going to end up tiring yourself out running back and forth, across that. I mean, it ain't that we're out of shape. It's just you get tired of running across a 20-foot
Yeah.
ring, and it tires you out quicker. That little small one, we can go a lot longer than those guys in those,
Oh, yeah, because it's not that big. It's probably about maybe...
10 foot by 10 foot,
Yeah, pretty much. So it's not big at all. I mean, if we gave y'all an aerial shot and with a drone and added that into the clip, then yeah, y'all know it's not that big at all.
But, I mean, it makes us so we can make longer videos. And that's why I went with the 10. Actually, it's 9.5. It's 10 by 10 on the very edges of the thing. But I like it,
It's fun.
I mean, you see some of these people, they make videos on trampolines, but they're boring, because some of them don't have those little nets up,
Oh yeah, without the nets, if you trip and fall, well, their neck's broken.
Yeah.
And I should know. We used to have a trampoline. We burnt the net. It's somewhere in that bonfire right there. If y'all remember that huge pile, it still hasn't changed at all.
No, they haven't even, they won't even set the thing on fire because they're scared it's going to burn the whole yard down.
Actually, she's scared if y'all want to see that tree right there, which my dad can probably show y'all real quick, that there's this giant tree here. It's honestly, I think it's almost probably rotted at this point, but
The
I
thing
could be
is,
wrong.
if you look at it from this point of view, it's leaning slightly.
Yeah, it really is leaning. It's leaning about like this.
The reason why it's leaning that way is because the sun is making it pull that way so it'll get the energy off of it.
Yeah, and the most of those leaves are directly above that fire, and when we light it up, it's just gonna blaze. It's gonna hit that tree, because it did it last year when we lit the thing on fire, which I don't know if my dad even had a YouTube channel. Did you?
No, we just started this one, so,
Yeah, so we lit it on fire once. That thing was probably to that first branch, the flames were so big on it. And the burnt leaves some of them are actually still on the tree.
But that wouldn't be a problem, though. That wouldn't burn down, you know.
Yeah, now, I think what she's most worried about is the fact that there's vines connecting to the tree.
So what? You start a forest fire. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, call the fire department. Have them do an airdrop.
I mean, who cares if it sets the woods on fire? They've been wanting to put a housing development out in these woods for years now.
Yeah, so by setting the woods on fire, we're kind of doing them a favor.
Because they've been going out there digging holes to make sure the ground's good for those poop things that you put in the ground.
Yeah, y'all have seen those holes in my video. I honestly
He thought they were graves.
Yeah.
I told him no, they're testing the ground to see if they can put those little poop holes in them.
Yeah, I honestly did think they were graves because one moment there's a giant trail in the woods that have those 2 giant holes and then a happy birthday balloon. And it's like, well, they just buried someone out here. or are going to. So I thought they were graves. So I did a video on it on my channel and on his. But I'm probably going to shut my channel down because it's not working.
Well, I mean, everybody needs to understand when you do these Facebook channels, you've got to do a lot of research like I did. Like, unfortunately, I entered Backyard Wrestling, but that gave me a lot of, it allowed people to see all my videos, and I said, well, wait, Backyard Wrestling, that's pretty boring. So I put Alabama Backyard Wrestling, and then when I started posting videos, they started, everybody started seeing them because it had backyard, and it showed up on other people's.
Yeah, because there's nothing funnier than 2 rednecks wrestling in their backyard.
Yeah, just like that guy made that comment and said, what happens when you win? Do you get your cousin or something? And I said, what?
Sure, why not?
We're in Alabama, people. We got everything that the people up north got. We got running water, we got cars, we got indoor plumbing. Just because we're from the South don't mean we're all stupid,
Yeah, I know some people have sex with their family members, but that's them.
Yeah, we don't, not every one of us does that. That's just gross. But, hopefully Jacob will be ungrounded soon.
I probably already am.
He probably already am. I told him, that we could have made one today, but I got down here a little bit too late. I lost time talking to my dad,
Well, I probably wouldn't have been able to go anyway, because Kay would have opened her big mouth again, so.
Well, from now on, we're not going to tell Katie.
Yeah, but the thing is, the moment we leave, whether she comes or doesn't, she's going to call Mimi and tell her we're going to wrestle. That's the first thing that's going to come out of her mouth.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with backyard wrestling. I mean, it's quite entertaining. I mean,
yeah, seriously. Y'all leave a comment on how y'all feel about me being gone and if you think this is entertaining.
I mean, we get like one video, the one that Katie and all of us, it's like 70 or 80 views, I think, now.
Yeah, the ones with Kay, they seem to bring our views down by a lot. And the first time, we thought it was just her going through something, left it alone. She does it several more times. At that point, we ain't having it no more.
Well, I mean, she would just stand around. She didn't want to put no love into it. I mean, you got to keep moving. That's what you don't understand. You can't stop trying, like I told you. You got to give it your all when you're in the ring,
Yeah, and at some points, I think I don't even have to try.
Yeah.
Because I could tell by the beginning, she wasn't even trying, because I wasn't even gripping her that hard. And yet, I was able to just barely pick her up and body slam her without even trying.
See, and that's the thing. If you're not going to give your all when you're making these videos, then you can't do it at all. We're not trying to hurt each other, but you got to let the crowd say, this is believable,
Yeah, that's our job, to make it look believable. And when I could tell at the beginning of it, Katie was not trying at all. Even when she said, do something to make me mad. Whenever she gets mad, she's too focused on winning a fight than she is to actually having fun.
And the thing was, you made her mad and she still didn't do no better.
Yeah, I made her mad myself. And usually she wants to kick the crap out of me.
And she wouldn't even do it.
She couldn't. She got me on the ground a few times, but I got out of it pretty easily. And I put her on the ground. Took her about maybe close to 5 minutes or so to get out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just ridiculous, you know. I mean, this is just harmless fun. I mean, that's what people don't understand. This is harmless fun. This is just us trying to keep ourselves out of trouble and give us something to do. Because there's really nothing to do where we live.
Yeah, and the thing about me when I was body slamming her, she says it was hurting her. Thing is, I was when I did that, I put her on top so that I'd hit the ground first and then lay her on the side. The moment I hit the ground, I'd go like that.
Was that when you were on the trampoline or on the ring?
That was on the ring.
Well, see, the ring, let me explain how the ring's set up, y'all, okay? Because they wasn't there when I built the ring. And a lot of y'all might know how the ring is put together by the videos that I posted when we were making it. But I wish I had, okay, I'll just do the best I can. Well, the ring is 10 foot square. Okay, and when you get the wood laid down, it goes down a long way. And it's about 10 foot long. Then you get some foam. I got some carpet foam from the Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about
Maybe
that thick. So you can't get hurt.
Yeah, and then not only that, he put a padding over that, and then he's got the tarp.
No, it's the canvas.
Yeah, the canvas.
We put
and
the
then
padding down, and then we got a canvas, and we tried that down. Then the canvas kept getting wet, and we didn't want the canvas and the foam to get mold on it. So I went and I ordered a tarp off Amazon, and we strapped that down to keep it from getting wet.
If the canvas actually does get wet, when it gets sunny, that tarp is going to heat up so much.
Yes.
That it's going to be like an oven if you crawled in there.
But see, the thing is, ever since we put the tarp down, the canvas is always dry.
And in summer, it's probably never going to rain at all, so we'd be pretty much in a drought at that point.
But the tarp, I cut it, when we laid it down, we cut it so it would go around the poles. You remember how I did that?
Yeah, because if we didn't do that, then we could trip over it. And
that was the video, Backyard Wrestling 11, when you were talking to your honey bunny that got us all those views.
She's a friend. Jesus.
But anyway, on that bombshell of them just being friends,
So
that's what. And you're saying, well, Scooter, why did you put down a tarp? The tarp is there for a reason. It keeps everything. It keeps the treated wood safe. It keeps all the foam.
It basically keeps everything dry.
It keeps everything dry, and it keeps mold and everything from getting damaged due to water damage.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, it's more padding, and it don't hurt when you take a move like I do. Like the time when I hit you with that Stone Cold Stunner, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Nothing he does hurt me. And when I was body slamming, I did it to her several times. I body slammed her about 3 or 4 times. And I was making sure. Look, I'll get back here just so y'all can see it.
Okay.
I'd come around, I'd like grab her by the head, throw her in front of me, grab her, I'd pick her up like that, and then I'd drop to my knees and then do that. Just to make sure. And that's what I did every time. The moment I hit the ground, I instantly threw her to the side so it didn't hurt her as much.
And this is stuff that we figured out on our own. You know, nobody came out here and showed us how to do this. We figured this out, and it took us getting hurt a few times to learn how to do this stuff. Like Jacob will tell you, I got hurt, and I came back the next day, and I was still in pain, and we still wrestled.
Yeah. Heck, I remember he roundhouse kicked me right in the head. Hurt the heck out of his foot, hurt the heck out of my head. We came back, we fighting good as new.
And now the only thing that was real when I didn't mean to kick him in the head, that hurt both of us, yes.
And that was completely accidental. Neither of us knew it was going to happen. Neither of us were planning it.
I just sort of did it, and I figured he would move, and he didn't, and I sort of kicked him, and he'll be all right.
I didn't know he was going to do it. He thought I was going to move. I didn't know he was going to do it.
And he got whacked in the head, but he's fine.
I may have lost a few brain cells, but other than that, I'm fine.
It did hurt my foot, and yes, a couple of days, 2 days later, we were back at it again because the show has to go on. Like I told Katie, when I got hurt, I yelled at her to get in the ring because the show had to go on. And she didn't even want to do that then.
Mm-hmm. Hurt his rib, or somewhere like right here.
Yeah, because I was sitting there grabbing it, and I told Katie to get in the ring and continue the show.
Yeah, she got in, but she was not putting forth any effort whatsoever. And you could tell he was in pain by the way he crawled out of the ring.
And the thing is, if you're not going to put effort into this, you really just don't need to even be involved in it. And that's why I tell everybody that does this backyard wrestling, you got to give 100%. You got to sell this, and you sell it with your body, you know. Because every time me and him does that, it goes boom. You know why it's doing that? Because that's our body hitting that wood and all that insulation and all.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit down if you want.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what people need to realize, you know. We sell our bodies. I mean, this hurts us sometimes when we, you know, hit off those turnbuckles and stuff like that. But you know, we're not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna hurt when you hit that stuff, but the thing is not to actually hurt each other. If you get hurt, it's not on purpose.
No, it's just because it happens.
Unless that other person just completely hates you.
And we don't hate each other. We're just trying to put on a good performance for the people in YouTube. That's all.
Dad, son, don't hate each other.
No.
We're perfectly fine with each other.
The only thing we hate is when Katie screws up and she don't put on a good performance.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, when we first did it, she was perfectly fine. She was fighting, she was having fun, she was enjoying it. And then about maybe a month after, since he got it built and us using it, nope, she does not try.
And it's really sad that people don't really try this, because I'm telling you, if you try it once, you'll enjoy it, you'll love it, you know. And I know a lot of people ain't physically fit to do it, you know.
Heck, I'm not even, and I still try and fight him, because I know it's making me stronger.
And that's what's wrong with these kids today. They don't want to try. All they want to do is sit in their rooms and play video games. I couldn't do that, you know.
Yeah, I'll admit, I'll play video games, play on my phone, watch YouTube from time to time. And I learned that the hard way last summer for 2 summers in a row. I kept doing it. I lost all muscle. So I've been trying to build up my muscle.
And now, since I've started coming and getting him and us doing this backyard wrestling, he's getting in the better shape, and I am too. And that's why we're doing this, so we can both stay healthy. And
yeah, and the longer my grandmother keeps me from doing it, the worse shape we're going to get in.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. When we first started doing this, when we bounced off the ropes, it hurt.
Oh, yeah.
It really did. It hurt. Now, it's like, it doesn't, when we bounce off the ropes, it doesn't even hurt.
Yeah, it's like...
But the thing is, when you bounce off, it shoots you.
Yeah, the moment you hit that rope, you better be able to aim where you're going to go, because the moment you hit it, you're flying forward.
Well, as you remember in me and Jacob's video, the one we made, he asked me before to loosen the ropes, and he's never tried it with just me and him in singles matches, bouncing off the ropes. Well, I decided in that one, when I started pinging him off the ropes, like that, maybe he would see. I wanted him to see the difference, so I just kept pinging him off the ropes, and he was going like that. He didn't know what to do.
Basically ping pong.
And
I mean, honestly, more than anything, I was having the time of my life.
And that's the thing. And I didn't realize how fast he would bing off those ropes once I loosened them up. And he was binging off of them quick. Because a few times, me and him about ran into each other.
Yeah, I think, and the one thing I got used to him doing is whenever I slung him into the rope, he'd always try and come back and hit me like in the throat with this arm here. So when I knew he was going to do it, I'd try and duck and grab his arm and throw it over me.
And that's how you teach him. Now I have to do other stuff, and hopefully,
and then I have to learn that.
Yeah, because that's how you gotta teach these kids. You gotta keep doing one thing, and then they'll be like, okay, he's gonna do this, and they catch on.
When they got that down and they know you're about to do it, and when you change it, they're like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, because there was some stuff that he would punch me off the ropes, and then I would come back and do something different. He'd be like, wait a minute, where did that come from?
Yeah, I was completely confused, because I was always used to him doing that and me always being able to dodge it in some way, shape, or form.
That time,
and then he'll come back, and then one day he just decided to come like this, and I'm like, what do? I literally froze, not knowing what to do. I went to the ground.
I got him with the round kick one time, and then one time I flew around and got him with my foot. I didn't think I got him, but he said I did.
Oh yeah, he got me.
I had to go back and watch the video before I posted it to see if I really did or not, and yeah, I did. I didn't think I got him. I really didn't.
He got me though. He's got me twice with his foot, but yeah.
But some like I said, some of those when you're doing stuff like that, you don't know where your foot's gonna land or hit when you're turning that way, you know.
Now I think we still got time before I have to go to church until my aunt gets here. So if y'all want, we can show you what happened in that ditch real quick.
Yeah, let me grab up my laptop and we'll walk over there. But uh-oh.
Oh, camera fell.
Yeah, the camera fell.
Don't worry about it. It's all right.
But a couple of months ago, a guy died out here on this very road. What was his name?
I don't know. I never knew him.
Well, Jacob never knew him, but he died, and I went to the funeral, and I saw the guy's dad. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry for your loss. He won't be the first nor the last. We were up there on top of the house because these people do not respect the speed limit or the authorities. But we've had a lot of wrecks out here on this road. I know one time we had a head-on collision and a bunch of people died. And I was a young kid when it happened. And yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, it was a bunch of drunk people coming from the Green Lantern. Yeah. Oh yeah. Here it is, right there. Is that where that ditch is?
Yeah,
there it is.
The ditch. If y'all can see all that dirt that's pulled up there,
yeah,
that's where the wrecker got the car.
Oh, when did this happen?
I think this weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend.
This last weekend, this happened.
Yeah, you can see there. That's how the car came in there sideways.
Oh.
You can see those tread marks right there. The car turned and came in there.
Yeah, you see the tread marks on the road here? Apparently he went and went right down there and went right in the road.
He was coming from that direction.
Oh, he was coming from down that direction.
There was a girl too. She turned because she had her blinker on. I could tell she was trying to turn in.
My God.
Someone must have hit her, and she came in right there and landed right. Came in this way. The minute I heard those brakes, I'm like, Mimi, call 911. And the wrecker couldn't get her out.
That's pretty bad.
So it changed directions and pulled it out that way, and that's why that crap was there. And you can tell right there, it pulled the bumper or something off, and the grill. It was bad. That's a nice bike.
Yeah, it was.
And there's some glass still here. Here's some right here. Part of the black windshield there. You can tell it's all cracked. That's part of her back windshield.
But yeah, you see how fast these people are going? You're probably hearing the wind break through as they go through. But yeah, these people, this road has claimed many people's lives. And
it still takes them to this day.
And it takes them to this day. This road has claimed more lives than my backyard wrestling ever will.
I'm sure if we traveled back in time and counted the amount of wrecks, it'd be close to over 1 million.
You see this little mailbox right here? That one right there? When I was a kid, I would have to walk over there to that lady's house and pick up my mailbox out of her front yard almost every weekend.
I thought that was a boy.
Mrs. Leeds.
It's Mr.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, I would go and pick up my mailbox out of their yard almost every weekend. But yeah, we've had a few head-on wrecks right here.
Oh yeah, that Mustang was an old car.
Well,
that one was bad.
When we had that head-on wreck a couple years past, their mom came and wanted to know what happened to her daughter, and I said she was in a car with a bunch of drunks and got killed. And I shut the door and I went back to doing what I was doing. But yeah, we're I think Jacob's here is about to have to get ready to go to church, ain't she?
Well, not until Lynn gets here, so that's probably gonna be a while because she's always late.
Yeah, she's gonna be late to her own funeral.
And here comes someone else speeding.
Yeah, they do this like all day. They have no respect for the speed limit, and
you think just by the sound of the car, it sounds like they're going fast, and they're not. These people are flying.
Yes, they are very much flying. And as you can see, that curve down there, I have seen many people come flying off that curve, and they have wrecked and have lost their lives. And, you know, but that's just how it goes. Oh, crap. Sorry, the camera fell off my laptop. But on that bombshell, we're going to end this video now. Please subscribe, like, and
comment on how you feel.
yeah, comment on how you feel about the tragedy that unfolded with Jacob. And I'm going to end this video now, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh,
maybe.
boy.
Bye. Okay.